How does it feel to have like the world's most famous grandpa on TikTok? I think that people need to know, like, your grandpa is Judge Caprio. Like, he's practically Judge Judy. Welcome back to the Smart Nonsense Podcast, where we talk about entrepreneurship, self-development, and challenging norms. Today, we're talking to an old friend who fell off as our friend, who by the end of the podcast is a friend again, Mr. Frank Caprio, the law student. We talk about student athleteship with Frank, what it's like to go to law school when you don't know if you really want to be going to law school because you're an entrepreneur deep down, and some friends who may or may not be into his grandpa, but you just got to listen for that. We don't know if this will ever be released. If it is, I guess this is going to be the intro. Do you want to shout out his Instagram?
I think that's the only thing I'm good for nowadays. His Instagram is FCaprio2. That's FCAPRIO2. If you want to find him there, he's got some cute pictures, I think. One of them has his girlfriend. He's shirtless in a couple. He says he's 180. I don't believe it. He looks scrawny. So we'll let you be the judge of that. It's an episode. I'm not going to say if it's a good episode. It's an episode. We'll let you be the judge of that. And we forgot how to podcast. So let's get into it.
Woo! Frank Caprio.
Easy, you're loud. Jesus Christ, take some gas.
Frank, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Henry. What's
How
up?
are you?
Hey, have you guys met before? Is this the first time? The fuck?
Huh?
Do you guys know each other?
I met him a couple times.
Actually, no.
I think this is just going to be one big intervention.
Hey, I don't know what this is going to be. This might be the least prepped, the least anything we've ever done. So buckle up, Frank, because this is the epitome of our relationship. I don't even know where to start, Frank. So we met. Do you want to easy take it?
Let's take it back.
Let's focus.
Let's take it back.
Frank, where did we meet? Do you remember? Because this was a big day in my life. I knew that at that point I was meeting a new friend that was going to be a lifelong buddy, and didn't quite pan out. But do you remember where we met, Frank?
Yeah, we met it was like a Rhode Island meetup for admitted students at Brown. It was like the summer going into Brown.
I didn't know that.
That's exactly it. I remember Chip was there.
Another cool guy that was not friends with us.
I wish I made friends with him. That would have been a lot better investment of my time. But yeah, and my mom worked for, I don't know, somehow she kind of like knew your family. So she was like,
I think they worked together.
Some weird shit.
Our parents.
But she's like, oh, that's Frank. Oh, he looks like his dad. Oh, he's so cute. And I'm like, yeah, he's cute as fuck. He's I don't know. He like throws a baseball and stuff. But that's all I really knew coming in. And I'm like, all right, we got a buddy lined up. Maybe, was that after ADOC? Wait, did you go to ADOC or you were ED or something, right?
I was ED.
It's probably ED.
I wonder if Frank was my first actual.
Did you say I have ED?
No.
Huh?
Did you say I have ED?
I don't know.
Okay, I was like, did that one just go over our heads? Because that's kind of funny if you did.
Let it slide. Wait. Is Annie still a thing?
No, we broke up 2.5 years ago.
You're lying.
Yeah.
Actually?
It's been a while since we've spoken.
Holy shit.
I'm talking about us. Yeah, actually.
Huh.
That's not a good way to start
That's
this podcast.
a terrible way to start the podcast.
That's all good.
So, Jesus. So,
hey, it just shows how long it's been.
Yeah. And I don't know. I can't take any blame for that. I was going through my texts with you, and I'm like, yo, Frank, I hear you're in Narragansett. I live there. I'm at the beach every day. Come on through. And you're like, yeah, dude, see you there.
I went to the beach once this entire summer.
Really?
Fuck. Yep. Pretty sad stuff. I was working at Coast Guard House right next to the beach.
The
Grinder
restaurant?
season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I think my ex used to work there. Did you meet her?
Huh? Emma?
Oh! It's all coming back. Okay, can we go back to how you two met?
Got distracted. I don't know. Frank and I we just started talking, hit it off from there. I'm like, this is going to be a good start. I always assumed you were my first friend. I don't know when that little meetup was. Maybe after.
How did you guys meet? Did you guys live together?
We were ADOC. Belky was the only semi-athletic looking person playing flag football. So I went up and talked to him. And that's what, I don't know. Somehow we got connected there. And then somewhere freshman year, we all come to campus, and I don't even know when the fuck y'all linked up.
Probably through you. I made all my friends through Dylan.
Yeah, and I only have Henry as my only friend now, so that's what happened. But yeah, so I guess I remember I'd always be nervous about mixing you guys up because I'm like, for some reason I wanted to call you Henry and Henry Frank, and I was like, don't fuck it up, Dylan, don't fuck it up. And I guess I didn't, but we ended up fucking up the relationship anyway because you somehow wanted to be this all-star walk-on and throw your social life away, at least with outside friends. And once you were like, yeah, I think I'm going after baseball, we never saw you again. Not once.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, definitely took up more time than anticipated. And I'd say there's like this culture of you only like hang out with the team. And I could have and should have done a better job of inviting you to like parties and stuff.
I went to one. I went to one
That's
party at the baseball
really
house.
on me. Yeah, I saw you a couple of freshman year, and then after that, I didn't see you guys again, and that's my fault.
Oh, don't get sad
I'll
on us.
apologize here.
Don't get sad.
No.
joke.
Dylan's trying to poke fun, and it's way more fun that way.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
You got to lean in. No, we had a really good time without you, and I'm sure you had the same.
I'm glad.
And I guess spike ball was our only real connection for a lot of freshman year and beyond. You were good. I think you dropped off and kind of like you were good at the start. Like you had a head start on everybody because you played.
Didn't you play some legit tournaments? Legit spike ball tournaments?
I played one legit tournament at Narragansett Beach once. It was fun.
Dude, I'm telling you, he's all, no, never got the invite there.
That was in high school.
Never got the invite there. Oh, you know, one of my buddies from high school, you know Vinny Jakes?
Yeah.
Is that a real name? One more time?
Well, like, I don't know if you call it like Jocks in French or whatever, but I guess y'all went to French school together or something. Another fucking weird thing. Yeah. You went to French school, and then all I remember is freshman year, you're like, hey, I'm taking French 1. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you took AP or some bullshit and went to a French school. So, Frank, I don't think that counts. But is that accurate?
Huh? Well, I'm hoping this doesn't get me in trouble in the future, but I scammed the system because they didn't make me send my AP scores or like any other tests. So they made me take an entrance exam, and I may or may have not fudged it completely to get into a lower level. The jury's still out on that. Who knows? We'll never know.
Hey, Smart Nonsense doesn't have the best track record for either screwing people in the future with employers or not.
We haven't screwed anyone, right?
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Yeah. No.
It's still a young podcast.
Yeah. You're lucky. I remember you were telling me how you wouldn't come on the podcast, so we had like 100,000 listeners for every episode. Yeah. I think we're close. We're really close, so it's good timing. But fuck. So you basically fudged. I remember freshman year, I came in and tried to do the opposite, where I was trash in Spanish, but tried to test up. And I tested in like 400, and I got there, and like, what the fuck? Did you cheat? How the fuck did you get here? You got to drop back down to 1. And I'm like, fuck you, 1. I just did 4 years of high school. I'm going to 1. So I guess we ended up on the same playing field, but you kind of came at it from a different angle. But so here's the only thing, I guess. I mean, fuck, I don't know what we're going to talk about here. The only thing I really had, going back to our messages, I was like, Frank, what are we going to talk about? And you're like, I don't know, like balancing sports and school, sleep. So I guess we start there. Maybe step 1 is take really easy classes, and
definitely have two classes that you have to do no work for every semester.
Right, which is half of the total classes that you need to take at Brown. So 50% of your schedule has to be a complete joke, and the other half you took econ, which is basically inherently a joke.
Awesome. Yes.
So is that? I guess that's it. Did we just cover the whole podcast? Is just take joke classes?
Just don't take advantage of the academic opportunities at Brown. That's really the gist of balancing athletics and academics.
Do
the bare minimum.
You because you had walked on. Were you like recruited at all from Brown, or were you just like, oh, I was good in high school, so I'm gonna just do this shit?
So my coaches, my like travel team coach was very close with the Brown coach, and basically he had told the coaches like, because they had already finished the recruiting. Like I was a super late bloomer. You guys remember I weighed like 135 pounds.
Yeah, what are you up to 142? I remember you were just carrying a jug around in the gym like you were fucking hard or something. I'm like, yeah, you're not even in the varsity gym, bro. Get out of here.
But yeah, my coach was basically just like, yeah, you should give this kid a chance. Like if he fills out, he'll be good. So they let me try out, and I guess they liked me enough to like keep me on for the fall. And then after the fall, they were like, all right, you're here full time. So I didn't have a spot per se, but I grew into it, I guess.
Right. You filled out.
Filled out.
That's Henry's contribution.
I'm just thinking, like you were kind of little, and then I remember sophomore, junior year, you filled out. I remember that. I don't know what you did. I don't know what you were injecting, but I need some of it.
I passed all my drug tests.
Yeah, I remember looking at.
Well, I can get you on the plan if you want, Henry. If you want some fill out meds.
Yeah.
You need some meat. Right. My mom was worried. Belky was looking okay like a year ago, and then I think he ran out of money. I haven't
been to a gym. I haven't been to a gym since last February.
Hey, look at my stories. You think I go to a gym? Fuck. Yeah. So I guess you fill out. I don't know if you ever ended up actually starting. Did you ever get... I'm fucking with you.
I did. I started for 2 years.
Oh, see, that's the 2 years that we're missing. But
no, I remember going to a game once. Did you play center field?
At times, yeah.
Would you have started or...
I probably would have started in left field.
Oh, left field.
But yeah, all the fields are the same to me.
Left field. All I know is...
Left field has to run the most, right?
Maybe if you're at...
Center field.
Left field's
for men's softball, left field.
Oh, because all the righties
slow pitch softball,
and they're gonna swing ahead of it.
They just yank them.
Is that what you're doing these days? Are you playing slow pitch?
I was planning on it till fucking COVID hit.
Right, and now you're just locked in this basement wherever the fuck.
Yeah, what do you do all day?
Right now, I do bullshit online classes for law school, and play golf in my free time. That's about it.
Where do you go to law school?
BU, bro.
BU.
Yeah. Look at that. Making moves.
That's awesome.
So, all right.
What are you guys up to?
Hey, look at this. This is fun. Look at
reciprocity.
Look at that. We're doing...
We don't usually do that on the pod.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
You don't like... Should I not ask questions? I'll just answer
I've never built rapport with someone before. I think we don't really shoot podcasts anymore. We kind of just like edit other people's podcasts, and by edit, I mean we have people edit, and we just kind of hang around and tell them what to do.
That's why we're a little rusty.
Yeah, we don't know anything.
I've been trying to get Dylan to shoot podcasts for like 2 weeks now. He's just too tired. Like this is usually your nap time.
That's why I had to crush one of your little caffeine jujus, the little soylent things.
So is that the full-time gig, editing podcasts?
Yeah, we got. I guess it's not really much to it. There's really cool podcasts that we like, and we're editing their stuff. They want a lot of content, so we make a lot of content for them.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
It's called My First Million.
Let's flip the script.
Yeah.
Frank's the host.
Frank's like, they're running out of questions.
No. I kind of want to go back to law school because I don't ever remember you being again, I guess we weren't friends, but I don't remember you being pre-law at Brown. Were you?
No, it was econ.
So is this completely your grandfather and your father saying, Frank, you're lost in the world, just follow our footsteps, but to a worse degree?
I kind of following the footsteps, but it's kind of more a procrastination method because I have no idea what the hell I want to do with my life. And I have like a crippling fear of desk jobs, which I'll eventually have to confront. But like you guys, I feel like I have like the entrepreneurial bone in my body where I have like night terrors of being at a desk when I'm old.
Oh, really?
Like actual night terrors. And I need to do something non-traditional. So,
isn't law? I feel like that's the epitome of behind a desk or a bench or something.
I don't plan on being in law for, again, hope this doesn't get me in trouble with my future employer, but I don't plan on being in law for too long.
So it's something to do. It's a buffer to figure out what you really, really, really want to do.
Yeah. So I'm more interested in like transactional law, and I want to get like the full picture of like M&A and private equity transactions, which is pretty easy to do in transactional law because you have to like make sure everything's following code or whatever. So you get kind of like the Wall Street side and the legal side of it. And then once I know how businesses work, because I'm a dumbass, I will try to move on.
Hey, how'd you get into Brown?
He said that his coach was friends with the
That's it?
Brown coach.
Were you smart in high school?
They didn't. Yeah, I didn't get any help from sports. I was like a full walk-on
Oh,
status.
so you're smarter than Dylan.
You think I got on for sports?
Why?
He got in early.
That means he's smart.
Yeah,
Somehow.
Maybe. I don't know. And from Rhode Island.
I was a nerd.
I think we got a little advantage because they accept like double the amount of people from Rhode Island because they like inbreeding. So we were ripping it. But
yeah, I definitely didn't feel smart when I looked around.
yeah. So now you're just trying to is the whole like M&A transactional law, is that just because that's where the money's at?
Short term, but also I feel like it'd be the most valuable experience. Like I'm not interested in like litigation stuff or standing up at trials and fighting for murderers. So I'm going to stay away from that field.
Wait, so your grandfather is sort of in that, I guess, more actual courtroom law. Your dad, was he just there for the like politician? I don't even know exactly what your dad does these days, but did he actually practice law as like a real lawyer or when? No.
Yeah, he did for a little bit. He hasn't in a while though. He does more like private credit, private equity stuff now.
Is that kind of like transactional
he's on
law?
Yeah, he's not on the law side though. He's on actually doing the business
Or finance.
How
does it feel to have like the world's most famous grandpa on TikTok? I think that people need to know, like, your grandpa is Judge Caprio. Like, he's practically Judge Judy.
Yeah, he's
That's a funny statement. He's practically Judge Judy.
He is.
He's loving the fame. It's pretty rare for someone to just like walk into fame at like 82 years old, which is when he started being famous. So he's all over it. But it's weird, like, oh God, I hope my family doesn't listen to this, but whenever I'm at like parties or anything, girls would be like, "Oh, I want to bang your grandpa so bad." It's just like the weirdest.
That's what they tell you. Huh?
Experience of all time.
A couple things there. A couple things there. A couple things there. I want to unpack this. One, how would your family ever hear this?
I was planning on like publicizing it.
Really? Okay.
I've never been on a podcast.
Hey, neither have we.
This is one of those indie podcasts. It doesn't go very far. What was two? Something about your grandpa getting banged by or college girls.
High schoolers. No. Frank's in on high schoolers now.
What do you tell him? No. What do you?
We're not publicizing.
Does he know that?
Any hope to go beyond indie is out the door.
All right. I'm going to release the filters now and just go full blow since I'm not going to publicize this.
Yes, sir. So who are these girls? No,
Let's fucking go.
So you've never told your grandfather that the girls that you're trying to hit on are like, Frank, you're cool and all, but I want the real Frank.
No, dude, like this summer we were at my grandparents' beach house and we're in like the guest house and I have these girls over and I was like, yeah, like he's right over there. And they're like, I just like messed up shit, like fucked up shit that I don't. You're like talking to girls.
Oh, say it. Let's cancel him. Let's cancel.
No. it's stuff you don't want to hear when you're actively pursuing girls,
Well,
I like to hear that.
I can assure you that will be the hook of this podcast episode. Come right at the beginning.
Actively pursuing girls. That'll be it's a good line.
Well, that's good. I'm glad.
I'll be canceled by the end of this episode. It's all
No.
good.
We would have been done that a long time ago.
That is the move, though. You just got to somehow not have your grandfather at the beach house. Otherwise, you can't compete with that. I mean.
No, yeah, I don't tell people ever. It usually is like one of my friends would be like, "Yeah, it's grandpa," and then, yeah, like Henry would do that to me.
Would have been me.
I did see maybe it was Instagram. I forget where, but I think it was, I don't know if he has Instagram. I forget where it was, but it was like you, your dad, and him. And like you definitely had your shirt off or something. And I was going through the comments. And I'm like, this fucking guy is just trying to get every scrap he can out there. He's got to be.
You two all look the same.
Yeah, we get that. It's kind of racist though. It's
is it? Yeah, I think it's only if you say it is.
Yeah. So that's good. I guess.
He said he couldn't tell the difference between you and I. So by that logic.
Yeah, I don't know why. That was just
same thing.
I don't know what happened there. So that's good, I guess. You're kind of figuring out life, using the clout from your grandfather as much as possible to spread the gene pool, whatever you want to say there. And definitely not inviting me to any of those parties. So that's good. And so I don't know what else we got. We can take you in. We have a great track record of bringing people to Chicago to work on entrepreneurial stuff. And then half of them fail and we never see them again. The other half make a lot of money. So ball's in your court if you come out here.
Hey, you want to go to Cancun on Saturday?
This Saturday?
We're going to...
Can't. I got exams coming up.
Brutal. Huh.
See, I tried.
But
if you want exactly what's happened for the last 6 years, that right there. Hey, can't. I got
was that an example? Yeah.
What is that, like ad libs or something, like where you'd fill in some random. Can't. I got sleep on Saturday. Can't. I got exams.
I have exams from April 27th to May 6th, and then I'm
May 6th of 2024.
2021. But I do have nothing from May 7th to June 1st.
Yeah. Get out the notebook.
So I'm gonna write this down. You're telling me May 7th to June 1st, we may be able to hang out with you.
Hey, we got 3 weeks there.
Correct. I could pencil you in.
Do you scuba dive?
I'd love to. I've never been.
That's not going to work.
I can't.
Do I need to get trained?
Do you surf?
Beforehand? No, but I'd love to try. I snowboard, longboard. I got to complete the trifecta and get on a surfboard at some point.
Yeah.
So. Okay. The gears are turning. We're going to hang out with Frank.
Are you guys coming to Rhode Island at any point again soon?
I got to go pick up my rollerblades. So maybe.
All right.
And my girlfriend's about to graduate, so also maybe.
Yeah. That's big. Where's she going to college?
That's good. That's good.
How's the long distance?
That's no fun. Long distance is no fun.
Yeah.
I got this guy. He tries to make out with me most nights.
Yeah.
And it's getting hard saying no.
Is this a podcast or a phone call? What were we supposed to do on this?
It's just a catch up.
We just needed the excuse, like some little ruse to get Frank on the phone. So
I'd love to make the past wrongs right and hang out.
Oh, I love guilt tripping people into hanging out with them.
Yeah, this is huge. This is like a big forgiveness. Like
this is we've been thinking of doing this. Actually, you'd be excluded. But we've been thinking of having these little parties. We call them, we're basically copying this one dude who I listened to on a podcast, but it's called Sway No BLC. Well, okay. So the acronym is Sway.
Hold on, before you give him the acronym.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
Before you give him the acronym, we want to have these dinner parties. I guess they'll have to be in Chicago, but we just want to sit down, cook, meet with new people as a party. Okay.
Yeah,
do you want me to do the acronym?
Yeah, you do that. That one got me.
Scientists, writers, artists, and entrepreneurs. Sway. Now the problem is, Frank, it's no BLC. No bankers, no lawyers, no consultants.
I'm not a lawyer yet.
Yes, sir. That's what I like to hear.
Future E.
So how does that actually work then? You're just doing this to stall and make money? Why can't you just be an entrepreneur right now and live? Where are you at?
I basically just want to have.
Are you at home? Are you in that beach house still?
I'm in my parents' house. No, I wish. I'm in Lincoln, Rhode Island, just being a bitch.
Yeah, looks like it.
I kind of just want to get a better grasp of the financial side of everything.
Hey, we'll teach you that. I just set up my Mint, and hey, all the numbers are there.
All of the numbers are there. That's your advice for Frank?
We're all present.
I think I haven't connected all the accounts yet.
Okay, let's say you didn't need that experience, or you didn't want to spend a year, like in an ideal world, what would you be doing? Where would you be? If nothing else mattered, if status didn't matter, if pleasing your family didn't matter, what would you be doing?
Not doing it for either of those reasons. I just have no fucking idea what I want to do.
That's because you were distracted by baseball the whole time, and then the only free time you had, you were sleeping. You couldn't think about these things.
Right. Sleeping and eating.
Yeah, trying. What are you actually at?
You guys got a head
165 right now?
180.
We almost turned this into a podcast episode, and then Dylan's got to prod you, and then it's right back to the phone call.
And it can only be one sweatshirt guy in the pod, all right? But the first day we got the rim light so I could wear black. What the fuck? So you just lost. So I don't get, why can't you be lost without going to law school? Like, can't you just be lost but try and like make, I don't know, $1,000 and go at it that way?
I could have. I feel like I was just so oblivious to what I wanted to do that it would be a better use of my time to get something that would definitely make me money in the long term.
Mm. So it is a definite something,
which I will then abandon soon after. So,
hey, you studied econ. What about the sunk cost fallacy?
Don't ask me about econ. I barely am an econ graduate.
This podcast, Brown can never find out about this podcast, so they're going to be like, we can't have any prospective students see what the fuck happens at Brown, because I don't think I learned anything really, other than a couple entrepreneurship.
I actually don't. I don't think I remember like a single thing from any of my like concentration classes. Maybe like
just a lot of curves.
I guess I meant like in terms of sunk costs, like if your plan is to give up law and law school in 3 to 5 years, why not just say, screw the cost of being in law school and just give it up now? I don't mean to like demean the process.
In my application process, I was considering that, but then I got a substantial scholarship, so there is not much cost for me. It's more just time cost.
They're like, this guy really understands economics. He's got a firm grasp on everything educational. We need him here. Here's $60,000 a year.
So, because I had no idea what I wanted to do, and the time was probably going to be wasted anyway, and I wasn't going to be. And the law school wasn't going to cost much money. I just did it.
That's a lot of.
And after the first year,
I forget you're the guest, and I love hearing myself on podcasts. It's fucking awesome. So, no, you rip it. Sorry,
I forgot.
That's how I.
That's how you
best
do.
host in the game, baby. Well, what I was gonna say, because my opinion's awesome, is a lot of people we know just go into finance or whatever, not necessarily like law school. I don't hear a ton of that, but that's rare. Just go there because they're like, oh, I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do, and just kind of wing it from there. And they're like, I'm gonna have a realization at some point, and then I'll just make the transition. But in the meantime, I'll just make some cash, and like no one's gonna be upset with me for doing whatever we're doing. But yeah, I feel like if Brown were to teach anything, because clearly their education doesn't sink in. I feel it's like, here's how to think about careers and like figure out your life. That's what you're going to do these next 4 years. So you come out not being lost, but most people are still lost by the end of it. And it makes no sense.
Yeah. Oh, I remember what the other part was. It was if I do get stuck in a traditional career path, having the law degree on the resume is like a huge advantage over people who don't have it when you're being weighed against other candidates. But besides that completely boring and uninteresting fact, I wouldn't recommend law school to people who don't, to people who have other options, really.
I thought you wanted to be an entrepreneur. Now you're padding your resume for employers.
I said if I get stuck.
If you get stuck.
I don't want to get stuck.
What do we got to do, Belky? Here's the thing. You don't have to like be at class or anything. How about we got a nice futon. We fly you out. You come sleep over here. We'll dabble in a little entrepreneurship. Show you the ropes. Show you how we put the food on the table. And then after about 2 days, you'll probably leave, go home, and be like, "Fuck this. Fuck everything about this." That's an option.
Listen, I'm down. May 7th, I'm down.
Yeah, I got it right here. May 7th to June 1st.
That'd actually be so funny. Hey, would you actually come out to Chicago, or is that bullshit because you're on a podcast that 10 people out? Hey, look at that. Hey, we trapped
I
Frank.
haven't seen you guys in fucking
Yeah, that's not a
years.
bad idea. That would be like the ultimate reckoning. And then we'd probably be like, oh, none of us are friends anyway,
What
so.
the fuck, we got nothing in common. Jesus Christ.
We just been.
I wouldn't say that. Pretty fucked up.
Hey, I forgot what your sense of humor was like. That's what it was.
It's like Jeff Wittick.
Yeah.
You know Jeff Wittick?
No.
Yeah, you kind of look like him too.
Yeah, the lazy eye. Well,
You got anything
guess,
else? Frank, do you have anything you want to like tell the world other than college girls and your grandfather?
I think that
was the best thing to come out of this. Anything like a prospective student athlete should know about being a student athlete?
Hey, that's kind of a good question.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Hey, would you do it again since you didn't start for 2 years? And you lost your best friends in the world?
Beauty and the struggle. Beauty and the struggle.
Again, we're so close to making it a podcast episode.
Sorry. All right, go.
And then Dylan's sorrow over the matter.
Just so the viewers at home have a clearer picture, Dylan, Henry, and I hung out pretty much every day of fall semester.
Yeah, for like 2 to 3 straight days.
Got an eyelash.
Yeah, thanks.
And then I joined the baseball team and pretty much went ghost mode on them. So it is completely my fault.
That is true. 32 minutes in. That is the truth.
Finally comes out.
Okay,
that's what people waited to hear.
Anything,
but prospective student athlete.
Yeah.
I would say, definitely, as much as it feels like you don't. If you're at Brown, as much as it feels like you don't have to go to class, because it'll help a ton during exam period instead of having to cram. Because I feel like it's very common within the athlete culture to just not go to class at all.
Mm. Hey, that's
my best advice.
Did
but for regular schools where there's actual academic standards and you have to go to class, I'm trying to think of different advice. Because Brown is a joke.
Yeah, how's BU compared to that? I guess you're in grad school, so it's
but I mean, law school's different. Oh, I would say biggest advice is take care of your health in terms of, like, I know everyone's going to be drinking and smoking around you, but it adds up. And as a 23-year-old, I feel I'm in pain most of the time. So I would definitely try to take care of your body while you're still young.
Hey, is your birthday in August?
He said something profound. What do you need to know about his birthday? Sorry, we're lagging.
Would you say birthday?
Are you in August? When's your birthday?
Yeah, I had to think about that. August 14th. I got to grab a charger. 1 sec.
Why do you need to know his birthday?
I forgot. I'm older than Frank.
He says don't drink and do too many drugs. And you are thinking about you're older than Frank?
my body's in constant pain.
That's how you drew that line. Okay.
Frank's old as fuck. His body's decaying.
He's got to read lifespan. Frank,
What's
Get a
up?
charger too while he's charging.
You got to read this book called Lifespan. It's about aging and why we don't have to age.
No, it's
And
good.
it sounds like
we never got Frank to put in headphones.
it sounds like you're prematurely aging because of your drinking and smoking habits.
I didn't say I drank or smoke
That's
as
true.
a disclaimer.
That is true.
Yeah.
But the implication was there.
Or you just fucked up all your exercises in the gym because you have bad form, and that's destroying.
That's what I'm saying. You should not be getting like wasted and then lift 5 times a week and like heavy lifts.
You're saying it again.
Because it just destroys your body.
Hypothetically,
I wouldn't know as someone who.
Yeah.
Hey, what about Adderall culture? Was that a big thing with athletes?
In terms of
Like
socially or academically?
Oh, I didn't even think about. I've never taken Adderall. I didn't think people took it socially, but that is a thing. Yeah, I guess both. Is it mostly for academics, but also social, I guess?
I never took it socially, but I saw it a lot I guess it lets you drink more. I don't really know. I took it academically because I was always way behind going into exams. But
I feel like
I would say it's very, very common academically for athletes to cram, and then pretty common socially
To drink more.
to stay focused while you drink.
You gotta
stay
focused.
focused. They hit you with the hard questions like, I want to fuck your grandfather. You got to be on your game at that point.
Focus.
Yeah. How about grandfather? Okay. All right. See ya. Well, that's cool.
You just had to audibly say "see ya" to yourself.
Hey, we have these, Frank. So we have a pretty big team behind us now for these podcast edits. It's like a dozen people, and man, sometimes I'm on my game. Most of the time, I just flounder. Right at the end, I think I just signed off before anyone said bye in the last team meeting call. I think my voice cracked and I got nervous and just hung up the Zoom. It's like everyone's like, "What the?"
If you're the boss, that doesn't matter.
I guess.
Right?
I still don't know how the world works. Hey, the world's a joke. I know you think shit's scary, or like being lost is kind of fun. We've been lost for a while, and then we kind of find our way here and there. See trail markers.
I'm not scared of being lost.
You had night terrors.
Fun. Like I have night terrors of office jobs. That shit scares me. Scares me a lot.
That's the anti-goal. That's easy. Stay away from that. Yep. So I guess student athletes live a fucked up lifestyle, but they have fun. If you could go back, would you be single as a student athlete?
Sorry, Annie, but yes, I would have definitely gone into it.
I have the exact same answer.
Yeah. Oh, true. Belky was locked up for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys were the same. Maybe that's why I got confused too, because you're both like deep in relationships, both white. That's about it. For net.
Yeah.
So both of you are like, fuck it, be single for college.
Yeah, fuck it. There's a lot to learn. A lot changes between high school and college. Like I even went back with that ex-girlfriend, Frank, and like we were completely different people. There's just so much like learning and growing to do. I don't know. I don't regret it.
Yeah, I would say you have to. This is like the most cliche shit of all time, but you have so much to learn about yourself in college that if you have to like focus on someone else, it really takes away from that. Just like, I don't know, I always was like worried about how she was doing, blah, blah, blah. Like all that just bullshit that you should not be thinking about when you're in college. So.
Right. Yeah, man. If Annie was in the picture, we might still
That's why Dylan stayed single all these years.
Exactly.
You know?
I could see where it was going wrong in your lives. I'm like, I'm going to avoid that as much as possible.
Incel status.
Hey, if I had my grandfather wasn't dead, had a TikTok, it'd be a different story.
You like that one?
Hey.
I like that one.
So I guess that's, what else do we got? Is that it? Frank's going to come out, change his life, beginning of May. And yeah, I guess you don't have like summer school. Like that's it for the semester. Like that's it, right?
Yeah. And then like grades don't really matter after first year, so it's smooth sailing.
How about this? How about if you come out in May, we'll get back on the podcast here. We'll update the world that we have met up for the first time in 5 years. And either we'll become friends or we will continue not being friends. And we'll go from there.
Yeah. And I think rekindling the relationship would benefit the pod in that I will remember your sense of humor is better and you'll remember mine. And it'll be much more flowy instead of me and Dylan fucking trying to jab at each other but not remembering what works.
Right, your humors are going right past each other.
The lag switch doesn't help either. Frank's in the basement with that Wi-Fi, so got to move you out of there. You can't be living in Lincoln. That's Lincoln, Rhode Island. Nothing good happens in Lincoln, Rhode Island. So we'll get you out to Chicago, and then we'll teach you the ropes.
I'm coming out.
It's show you the ropes. You did that again a couple of days ago.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's the idiom. I can't do them. Well, I guess what we learned on this podcast is one, I shouldn't ever be a host. I think it should just be Henry.
No, I like it this way.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Frank, I don't know. I guess you should have been single. You're capitalizing now on all your misfortunes over the years, rekindling friendships, relationships, everything. And I guess you're going to find your own in the next month. Is that it? Did I summarize everything? God, everyone's blocking, all right?
We're going to rekindle.
Should I just get off the pod? Should I sign off?
Let him talk. Say? He's got a lag.
Oh. Yeah, how about you talk, guest?
No, I'll fuck myself. I'm not coming out anymore.
How about you finish? You just keep laughing.
We're right back where we started.
I kind of wanted to read some old messages.
Yeah, read them.
Fucking guy.
Read them, and then we'll let Frank go.
All right. I don't even know. I got to search the fucking guy. Frank, you're not even the first
this
Frank.
Usable? Like, I feel like I was just a fucking pile of dog shit as a guest.
I don't know.
There's Will.
I hit you up. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck we're going to talk about. And you just left me on red. So
let's see.
Well, before you were like, you kind of, I don't know if you were hitting me up to be on the pod or something like 6 months ago. And then I'm like, yeah, it's just going to be like you saying, I throw balls. That's all. And then you're like, I have some insights in the schedule. And I don't know. I have some insights how to get through a tough schedule working while tired. I don't know what the fuck I'm reading here anymore. Oh, this is what I wanted to read. Sorry. Okay, I got lost in the messages. All right. Maybe we'll just throw some screenshots up of this guy. But I'm like, you sleeping tomorrow or going to be at the beach? And you're like, I don't know. Went for a while today. Maybe though. That's the end of that conversation.
That was my one time.
After
August 21st. I'm right there.
August 23rd. Beach? Huh? Question mark. Frank responds, could be down. Let me see what my housemate is doing real quick.
Maybe you're the problem.
And he's dead. Then, a week later, beach, I say. Then Frank responds, I'm nose deep in work. Sick. Fucking sick. There we go.
I'm trying to go back to like, oh damn, I don't go past July 24th. How are the other? I mean, this is like phone call. This is unusable podcast material. But how are Kevin and Ais doing? Are you guys?
So Kevin is Shivan now. He might hear this actually. He changed his name when we went to China.
Oh no.
You're like, oh, nice. No. We changed it for him. So he goes by Shivan. And he's good. Ais is good. He's working at Morgan Stanley in New York.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I don't know.
I'm sure all the listeners of the podcast will appreciate me asking super specific questions that relate to.
Shivan's like one of our top listeners. So
I think Shivan's been asking to get on the pod too. So he might be insulted that Frank came on before Shivan.
Oh, that's a great point.
And especially after years, how in depth we went with real material on this podcast. He's like, I can top Frank, whatever the fuck they talked about. But
oh yeah. The only reason Kevin hasn't come on the podcast is because we don't know what angle we would take. But I didn't realize you two hadn't figured out an angle.
No, there's no angle ever. It's just missing each other with our own separate angles.
Right. If I come out to Chicago, we got to figure out an angle so that we can do a real podcast.
We have another friend who I shot a 3-hour podcast with. Actually, this is what happened. We shot a 3-hour podcast, and by the end of it, he's like, yeah, dude, I got a couch in Chicago. I was in Rhode Island at the time. You can come and stay on it, and just I'll be gone for September, so you can just stay the whole month in my apartment. I was like, oh, sick. I come out, and then I just never released that podcast episode. And he's like,
Oh, true.
wow, really? I just gave you my home and shot a 3-hour podcast with you, and you
It's
just
the only
never
one that
dropped
hasn't
it,
been
huh?
released.
Yeah, the only one ever.
Yeah, this one's definitely this will be number 2 in the
This is going
archives.
to be archived deep, but who knows? It was fun, at least I think, for someone out there.
They
maybe.
might have gotten me out to Chicago if you guys aren't bullshitting me.
Hey, we'll get you on a nice little Frontier flight all by yourself, and you come out here. Yeah, we'll see. I think that's it. That's all I got. Belky, you got anything for Frank?
That's
I'm kind
it.
of sick of him already.
That's it.
All right. Well, 180. We'll see if that's real in about a month. You better bulk up because you're looking about 160.
All right.